With the lunar eclipse on September the 18th, we will receive an immense consciousness upgrade that will see us elevate in consciousness, raise in frequency, and also helps us align ourselves to a higher frequency band, a higher timeline. And in this video, I want to share with you the key things to know about this particular lunar eclipse, which is also the opening of the eclipse gateway, where we will then be in for 2 weeks until October the 2nd with the closing of the eclipse gateway with the solar eclipse. So we're now entering a heightened period of immense inner growth, and it really kickstarts the lunar eclipse on the 18th, really kickstarts that heightened period of really elevating our consciousness. So on the lunar eclipse, you will receive that immense upgrade to your consciousness, and it will continue then over the 2 weeks until it then ends with the solar eclipse on October the 2nd. So let me share with you the key things that I think you should know about this particular lunar eclipse, because it's going to be an energetically powerful day. The first thing I want you to know is that with this lunar eclipse, and then also entering the eclipse gateway, a lot of ascension codes are incoming. And they're meant to really help you raise in consciousness, raise in frequency, really you feeling yourself being uplifted. So there's a lot really coming in, a lot of ascension codes coming in to really help us on a collective level to wake up more, to really elevate our consciousness into that higher level frequency band. So during that time, during this eclipse gateway, actually, you will notice that a lot more people waking up. You yourself may then also realize that you're waking up even more. You're really fine-tuning your gifts, your abilities. You're really tapping into a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of wisdom. So there's a lot really happening with this eclipse gateway, and it really kickstarts with the lunar eclipse on the 18th, where a lot of ascension codes are really coming in, really kickstarting this immense transformation and transcendence into a higher way of being. Then the second thing I want you to know is that lower level thought forms will also receive an upgrade. They will be replaced with higher level thought forms. So you may actually notice that throughout this eclipse gateway, you may actually notice that, your mind is receiving massive upgrades. Your beliefs, your thought forms, everything on a mental mind is receiving an upgrade, because like I said, we're being uplifted into a higher level consciousness. So during this eclipse gateway, you will notice a lot of mental activity. You may actually also notice like some tension in your head, or maybe some tension headaches here and there. This can be quite intense, or this can be just like a light pressure. Even your third eye is receiving an upgrade as well. So everything head-wise, head space, you will receive those upgrades. So a lot of those lower level thought forms, that will be replaced by higher ones. So you will then actually notice that maybe you're looking at things from a higher perspective. You're looking at things from a higher viewpoint as well. You're looking at life from that higher perspective. You may then also show up in a higher way. You think and behave in a higher, more aligned way. And also a little bit more of a wise way too, right? Because you're tapping into, or you're being uplifted into a higher level of consciousness, right? So our consciousness is being uplifted. So we're tapping into more of the source wisdom, higher wisdom. And you may then actually notice that throughout your day, on a day-to-day basis, while you're in the eclipse gateway, you may actually notice that you're thinking differently. Maybe you have ideas coming in, or you're thinking in a higher way, and you may even catch yourself like, where's that coming from? I've never really thought that way, and oh my God, this is amazing, right? So you will have those realizations throughout this eclipse gateway, because your mind is really being uplifted. You're really tapping into a higher frequency band on that mindset level. And that's because of all these light codes that are coming in, really replacing all that old stuff, the old lower level thought forms, and really replacing it with higher level thought forms, a higher level frequency. Then the third thing I want you to know is that during this eclipse gateway, you will have a lot of realizations. Realizations around how stuck you have been, how limiting you have been, maybe even how out of alignment or even negative you have been. So there's a lot of realizations coming in to really show you how out of alignment you were. And this is good. And this, now of course, this can be both shocking and upsetting if you allow it to, or it can also be very uplifting, because when you're becoming aware how stuck you have been, how misaligned you have been, how negative or limiting you have been, that gives you the awareness to then do something about it. Because remember, we're receiving all these upgrades, on a mind level to really raise our consciousness. So by you becoming aware of all these lower level thought forms of how stuck you have been, how out of alignment and all of that, don't let it upset you or derail you, or don't even move into judgment or anything like that. Use it as a teaching tool. Like, okay, this is how I have been stuck. This is how I have been holding me back. This is how limiting I have been talking and feeling. And this is how negative I have been about certain things in my life. Great. Let's move that. Let's transcend that into something higher. And then you can choose, okay, I don't want to believe this no more. I don't want to feel this way no more. I don't want to think this way no more. I don't want to hold myself back. Okay, what can I do instead? So with all these realizations that are coming in, they're coming in to assist you in changing your way of being, of going about life, of going about certain things in your life, or even about how you look at life, or the things that you're doing, the things that you want to move into, and all of that. So use all these realizations not to make you feel bad or upset or even judging yourself, but use it as a teaching tool to help you shift into that higher level frequency. That's why all these realizations coming in, to help you make a different choice, because without the awareness, you can't do anything about it. But you having the awareness, or you're receiving the awareness, you're becoming aware, that gives you the power of choice, so you can do something about it. And that's what's happening now with this eclipse gateway. You're receiving all these upgrades to help you shift into that higher timeline, a higher frequency band. But the thing is, it's not just happening on an energetic level, on a mindset level, but you also have to do something differently in the physical. That is very important, because you can't just upgrade your mindset, but then still do the exact same things as you have been doing. You have to upgrade what you have been doing, the stuff in the physical, to match the energetics, the spiritual levels, the higher level frequency band, the higher level consciousness that you have moved into on a spiritual, on a mental, and emotional level. The physical needs to follow. And that's why you didn't have those realizations that will help you shift into that. Then the fourth thing I want you to know is that you also have a lot of new ideas and downloads that are coming in. And these new ideas and downloads, they are in alignment with that elevated consciousness that you have really moved into. It's basically giving you the insights, the guidance of that more evolved, more expanded way of being, of going about life. That's really in alignment with that heightened consciousness that you have moved into, that you are moving into throughout this eclipse gateway. Because like I said, the old stuff in the physical needs to be replaced, right? You need to do something differently. You need to take different actions. And you're receiving all these downloads, these insights that are in alignment, so you can then act in a higher way. They're in alignment with that higher consciousness that you're moving into throughout this eclipse gateway. So here, be open to receive these insights, these downloads. Now, some of those things may stretch you because they're outside of your comfort zone, because it's something you have not done, right? It's something that is going to push you outside of your comfort zone. But that's okay. You're ready for that because you're elevating in consciousness. You can do all that, and even more. So here, throughout this eclipse gateway, I want to invite you to really take time out to really tune in, to open yourself up to the realizations, to the insights, the downloads. Write all that stuff down, because a lot is coming in. A lot of information is coming in to help you realize where you're out of alignment, and then also to receive the insights and the downloads that will help you get out of that misaligned state into an aligned state that is in alignment with that higher consciousness you have moved into. So by you really opening yourself up to it, maybe make it a daily habit to really make time and space to tune in, whether it's through meditation, through gentle contemplation, or journaling, or whatever you feel called to do, where you really make the space, you make the time, and you make the space to open yourself up to receive the guidance, to become aware of what is requiring your attention, things like that. But just know that a lot of ideas are coming in, a lot of downloads are coming in to really help you shift into that higher way of being that you have really moved into because of all these downloads, this immense consciousness growth and upgrade that you're receiving throughout this eclipse gateway. Then the fifth and final piece here that I want to mention that is really important for you to know is that your life receives an upgrade on all levels. Because as you're receiving all these downloads, this consciousness upgrade, well, your life needs to also catch up with that as well. So all areas of your life is receiving somewhat of an upgrade too, somewhat of an overhaul, right? Because you can't just raise in consciousness, elevate your consciousness, raising in frequency, but everything in your life stays just the same as it has been. It does not work that way. So as you're raising higher, your life will also be uplifted as well. So you will notice maybe things are shifting, things are falling away, new things are coming in. The new replaces the old, right? So you may notice that your life is being upgraded on all levels. And here, allow it. Don't hold on to all the old stuff that is trying to leave. And this can be people, this can be situations, circumstances, things, ways of being, habits, things like that. Just let it go. That is very important. Don't hold on to something that is trying to leave your life. Because if you're holding on to it, you're fighting for your limitations. You're fighting for the stuckness. So here, just let it go. It will be replaced by something new. And that's really what's happening now throughout this eclipse gateway. A lot of newness is coming in, replacing the old. So just allow that. Be in an open and allowing state because it will see you uplift even higher on all levels of your life. Just allow this to unfold. Okay, so here are the 5 key things that I want you to know about this lunar eclipse. It's definitely a powerful time period that we're in now, and we're entering into this 2-week period of really heightened upgrades, energetic upgrades, really elevating our consciousness and all of that. So it's truly a powerful time. And I hope you enjoyed this video so far. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. Maybe leave me a comment below. Let me know, are you already feeling that? Are you already sensing that something big is unfolding? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below. Let me know. While you're at it, maybe even hit the subscribe button, because also I'm going to have a light language coming out as well that will support you with this consciousness upgrade as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. But now, the way you can make the most out of this beautiful heightened energy is that on a day-to-day basis, I want to invite you, as we're then entering the eclipse gateway from the September the 18th to October the 2nd, make time and space on a day-to-day basis to tune in, to open yourself up to receiving the downloads, the upgrades, and then also open yourself up to receiving the insights and the downloads of, and also the realizations of what is out of alignment and what is available to you to replace that what is out of alignment, so you can step back into alignment and elevate your way of being, how you go about life, the stuff in the physical. Meditation is also ideal during this time to really open yourself up to what is now incoming and to also integrate all these upgrades that are incoming as well. And also definitely stay tuned for the light language activation because it will assist you. And then also I want to invite you, maybe join me in Transcendence, my brand new membership, to assist you on this path, because I was guided to launch Transcendence in September, beginning of September, because this month is truly an energetic power month with a lot of shifts, a lot of upgrades, a lot of intense energies, and that's why I was guided to launch it in September. So Transcendence is a beautiful membership where you can get weekly coaching, mentoring, guidance, healing, and there's all, because we have weekly live calls. And then also we have a workshop coming up as well on the 21st for the fall equinox, and it's matching the key theme of the equinox, which is unlocking your abundant and prosperous future. So here we're going to be doing a lot of healing and clearing, releasing any blockages that are hindering you from really experiencing more abundance and more prosperity in your life, and also activating prosperity within you. So it's going to be a powerful workshop, interactive workshop, where you can really receive even more upgrades as well. And there's so much more included in Transcendence. So there's a link in the description below. If that's of interest to you, if it feels in alignment, if it maybe resonates with you on a deeper level, then click the link below, get all the information about the 2 paths that are available for Transcendence, and maybe even join me and everyone else that is part of Transcendence so we can support one another on this exciting journey of transcending into a higher way of being. So thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Now be sure to check out these 2 videos. One is about the 5 benefits of joining a spiritual community, especially as we are now in this heightened period. It's going to be very beneficial for you. And also another light language activation to embody Christ consciousness. I think you're going to enjoy both of them. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.